Hello friends, this video on gravitation part 14 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos from part 1 to 13 before going ahead with part 14. Now we will start a new topic, that is escape velocity. So the name might sound new to you. So we'll introduce this term escape velocity. So what do you think can be escape velocity? What does the word escape means? To run away from something, right? So we'll see what it is. Just imagine a scenario where you are having a ball in your hand. You just throw it up, it comes back. You throw it up lightly, it reaches certain height, it comes back, as you are seeing in this case, right? So that happens with us. So why is it coming back? As we discussed, because there is a force of gravitation which is exerted on this ball by the surface of the earth, which attracts this ball towards the surface, and therefore it falls down to the boy's hand again. Similarly, now you imagine a scenario where you throw a ball with a greater velocity. In that case, what happens? It reached a greater height, but finally again fall back to the ground, because it was still experiencing the force of attraction by the surface of the earth, that is the gravitational force, and as a result it fell back after certain period of time. But in this case it reached a greater height because you applied greater velocity. Now just imagine a situation that if you increase the velocity to such an extent that it never comes back to the ground. Yes, so that is the scenario when escape velocity comes into play. It is the minimum velocity that a body must attain to escape a gravitational field. I hope it is easier for you to understand it now. That means if you throw a ball with a velocity which is at least equal to the escape velocity, in that case the ball will escape forever. It will go out of the gravitational field of the earth. So in that case, the body will not at all experience the gravitational force exerted by the earth, and therefore it will never come back towards the ground. It will just go ahead and it will escape out of the field. So this velocity is known as escape velocity. Now you are also understanding why do we call it escape velocity? Because a body, when attains this value of velocity, escapes from the gravitational field. So just see, if you apply a velocity to this ball which is equal to escape velocity, it will just go out of the gravitational field of the earth. It will never come back to the ground. So now we will see in terms of physics, how do we define escape velocity? I mean, this is what the basic definition of escape velocity is. Now we will see mathematically how do we define escape velocity. So here we will find out a mathematical expression for escape velocity. Let us suppose this is the ball. So this is the initial position of the ball, right? Now we assume that it is thrown with escape velocity. The initial velocity which is given to this ball is equal to the escape velocity such that it goes and never comes back. So what would be the final position of the ball? The final position would be infinity, because we don't know where will it go, right? So that would be beyond our scope. So the initial position is this and the final position is infinity. So with this assumption, we will now start to get an expression for escape velocity. So let us suppose that at the final position, we will calculate, what we will basically do here is we will calculate the total energy at the final position. We will calculate the total energy at the initial position, and then we will apply the law of conservation of energy, right? So let us start with the final position. So at final position, which is infinity, what should be the total energy? Total energy at infinity should be equal to kinetic energy at infinity plus potential energy at infinity, right? So we will find out the values of each of them. So what would be the value of kinetic energy at infinity? It would be half m vf square. Let us assume that initially the velocity was vi at this position, and at final position, that is infinity, where we don't know what it is, we are assuming simply that it is some velocity, say vf. So the kinetic energy at infinity is half mvf square. What would be the potential energy at infinity? This would be, as I told you, the expression for potential energy, that is minus g mm, that is minus g m1 m2 by r. What is this m1? This is nothing but the mass of the earth. And what is this m2? M2 is the mass of the ball. I mean, this small m is mass of the ball. So this plus V0. This is how we defined potential energy. Now this V0 is nothing but the zero of potential energy, which we are assuming that at the surface the potential energy is zero. So this term is always zero. How about this term? What would be the potential energy? Please remember that the final position is at infinity. That means R is infinity, because R denotes the position of the object, right? So if R is infinity, so 1 by infinity would be 0. That means the potential energy at infinity is 0, right? Therefore, we found that the total energy at infinity is equal to half mvf square. So this is the first thing which we found. Now let us calculate the total energy at the initial position. So at initial position, the kinetic energy would be equal to half mvi square, right? And what would be the potential energy? The potential energy at the initial position would be minus g m1 m2 by r. What would be the value of r here? That would be, because this, as I told you before also, this r is nothing but the distance from the center of the earth, right? So let us suppose that this point where he is holding and where he is sitting, this is the surface of the earth, right? This is the earth's surface, and at this point he is holding the ball. So what would be this height? That means the height of the ball from the earth's surface is nothing but, let us suppose it is h. So that means the distance of the ball from the center of the earth would become Re plus h, right? So this is the potential energy plus V0, which we again assume to be 0. So this is the potential energy. So therefore, at the initial position, the total energy is equal to half mvi square plus minus g m1 m2 by Re plus h. So this is the second value of total energy at the initial position. Now, according to conservation of energy, the total energy at the initial position should be equal to the total energy at the final position. That is, total energy at infinity should be equal to the total energy at initial position, right? Now let us equate the values which we got here. So total energy at infinity was half mvf square, and total energy at initial position is half mvi square minus g into m1 m2 by Re plus h. Now from this we can see that if you look at the left hand side of this equation, this value, that is kinetic energy, this value has to be positive. This value can never be negative, right? Because it is half mvf square. No way the velocity can be negative, no way the mass can be negative. So this entire value, the kinetic energy, will always be positive. Therefore, we see that LHS has to be positive always. It can never be negative. Now, since the left hand side and the right hand side has to be equal, that means whatever we have on right hand side, that is half mvi square minus g capital M small m divided by Re plus h. This value has to be greater than or equal to 0. That means this value also can never be negative, because left hand side has to be right hand side, right? Now left hand side can never be negative means the right hand side can also never be negative. So this value will always be greater than equal to 0. Now we want to see the scenario where we want to calculate the minimum value of initial velocity. right? So for that case, we will only consider the scenario when this is equal to 0. So we can say that half mvi square is equal to gmm divided by re plus h. So this m and m will cancel. So we get vi square is equal to 2gm divided by re plus h. Now here we make a small assumption. We assume that the ball is thrown from the earth's surface. Because initially when we started this derivation, we assumed that the ball is thrown from some point which is at a distance h from the surface of the earth. That means if this was the earth's surface, so this was the height from which the ball was thrown. In this case, let us assume that height h is very small when compared to the radius of the earth, because earth being very huge, this distance will not make much difference. So we can say that re plus h, we can write it as re, because h is a very small quantity. So a very small quantity when added to a very huge quantity, the result will almost be the same. So re plus h is approximately equal to re. Therefore, we find vi square is equal to 2gm divided by re, or we can say that vi is equal to root over 2gm divided by re. That means this is the value of initial velocity at which the object will never come back to the surface of the earth. Right? Because in this case, we started our assumption thinking that the object will start from initial position and it will end up in a final position, that is infinity. So the object is not coming back. So we start with that assumption and we reached that the value of initial velocity should be this if we want that condition to be true. That means if we want the final position of an object to be infinity, then the initial velocity should be this value. So this is nothing but escape velocity. This initial velocity is the escape velocity. Now we can also write escape velocity in terms of acceleration due to gravity in terms of small g. How is small g related to capital G? Small g is nothing but capital G m divided by re square. So we can say that g into re is equal to capital G m divided by re. So using this value in this expression, we can say that escape velocity is equal to root over 2g re. So this is the value of escape velocity. So we found that we can get an expression for escape velocity in terms of universal gravitational constant or in terms of acceleration due to gravity. So basically escape velocity is nothing but the initial velocity which when given to an object, the object will go to infinity and it will never come back to the surface of the earth. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.